Thanks for allowing me to speak on a topic that is so near and dear to my heart. This was brought up from a client discussion last week, actually. We began talking about the scarcity mindset and how to get out of that. And we realized that something that's really important is to define what is true wealth. What are we really striving to do when we are looking at our finances? So first we have to talk about what is not true wealth. What is not true wealth is usually affluence. And this is hard to differentiate unless you're looking out for it. Because affluence, like the lady on the left here, is everywhere. The media promotes affluence because guess what, guys? What we're seeing is marketing, not wealth. So when you see photos like this and you are encouraged to buy, and have a flashy lifestyle, that's affluence. That's consumerism. That's not true wealth. True wealth looks more like the woman on the right. Not glamorous, not necessarily something you'd post on Instagram, but something that is meaningful, something that is deep, something also that takes time and nurturing before you see the harvest. So that's an important difference, is to know what you're looking at. What are you actually striving for? So the next question becomes, well, if I'm surrounded by this all the time, how do I switch from the focus on affluence to the focus on wealth? Well, that actually can be managed. If you think about your influences, we are influenced by our friends, by social media, and I also want to include self-esteem here. When you think about your friends, I've heard it said that you are the culmination of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Think about that for a moment. Who do you hang out with the most? And maybe it's more or less than 5 people, but it's somewhere around there. And how do they influence you in what you talk about, in what you do together, in even just your worldview? If you're not too happy with that, once you examine it, it might be a little tough, but you can shift that. You can think about who you hang out with, how they influence you, and be mindful of what you really want to see and do with your friends. Same thing with social media. I like to think of social media just like a diet. So whatever you put in, are you putting in healthy, nurturing images and ideas? Or are you living on sodas and maybe not so healthy stuff? I find it interesting that, for example, Ryan and I were talking about this the other day. And he said, I just get a lot of things about entrepreneurs and building businesses. And that's what comes into my feed because that's the sort of thing I search for. And I thought, wow, how interesting. How different is that from someone who just for fun searches for cat videos and what would come up on your feed there? So thinking about social media and being, again, mindful and deliberate about what you are putting into your brain. And then finally, self-esteem. This actually does play a part because how you react to these outside influences has to do with your self-esteem. You want to have a healthy self-esteem and build this up so that when other things come at you, you can deal with them better. And this is true at any age, guys. Whether you're 20, whether you're 70, these 3 items influence how you deal with the rest of the world and how you can build true wealth. So if this is our foundation, what are the 3 areas that you can focus on to help build true wealth? The first is mindset. What is your current mindset? Now, you can think about this generally, but you can also think about this very specifically in relation to money. There's an activity called Money Is that is simply filling a page with your response to that prompt. It's an interesting psychological exercise because it starts off with the surface things. Money is. But then as you are required to try to fill the page, it gets harder and harder. And you have to dig a little deeper into what money means to you. These may be messages that you learned at a young age. Maybe you never thought about before, you never questioned. But to think about what you think about money and how is it serving you? How is this showing up in your life? And is it helping or hurting you? I find that women especially often have a scarcity mindset when it comes to money, a little bit more like the right-hand side of the picture here. Money is safety and security, so it can rouse up feelings of insecurity and fear of not having enough. This can show up as a beneficial behavior in your life, such as saving money, or it can show up as a detrimental behavior, like not investing money because you're afraid of losing it. So true wealth comes from being aware of what your money mindset is and how it shows up in your life. And once you are aware, then you can change it from a mindset that was forced upon you, maybe you didn't choose, to a mindset that helps you to create true wealth. Number 2, habits. This goes back somewhat to your friends and influences that we talked about, but it also connects directly to the mindset. Habits are the outward expression of your money mindset, so they go hand in hand. So this is thinking about things like, do you go shopping when you feel bad about something? I'm not saying that's wrong, but just, again, being aware. Do you punish yourself by not allowing yourself to buy something nice if you feel you've done something wrong? Now, these are extremes, but what about your smaller daily habits? For example, a friend recently shared that her neighbor was very frugal and she always looked out for sales. She cut coupons. She had a million rewards cards. And she was kind of laughing about this. And I said, well, wouldn't you want to be a little bit more like your neighbor? Because she's able to travel on those rewards points and she doesn't worry about having enough money. And I saw the light bulb kind of go off. It has to be a willingness to make money work for you, to bring joy and true wealth into your life. So thinking about, are you building something like the left side here? Because you can. Or are you taking away by spending money and just not being aware of where it's going? And then you end up with a shack here on the right. So the point is, don't go through life blindly about your money, because if you do, it will eventually catch up with you. And when it does, it can be scary and painful to realize all this time you've built the shack and not the strong building. So number 3 ties in with how you do this, your resources. Of course, you need resources to build true wealth. You need an income stream, or, as I wanted to illustrate here, streams, plural. It is such a wonderful thing to build multiple streams of income. That's how you build financial security, not by relying on just one income. So if you just have a paycheck, great. What else could you do to add to that stream of income? Is there a side hustle that you could build? Is there an investment you could try? So many ways of generating money in these days. So think about multiple streams of income. The second half of this is, what are you doing with those streams of income? Are you building something? Like the picture down here on the left, we've got some houses there. Personally, I think that looks kind of cozy. I'd love to go there. But are you building something, or are you letting the stream simply flow away? Are you using savings accounts, for example, to reach your goals? Are you taking full advantage of employer-sponsored retirement accounts? Are you aware of your tax situation and what you could do to improve that? There may be more resources available to you than you think. And that could be one of the benefits of working with a financial advisor who could be a thought partner and help you uncover those resources. So to sum it up, what is true wealth? I read a quote that to be wealthy is to be in life and to appreciate all aspects of it. It's to be self-aware, to live with purpose, and to be committed not only to one's own happiness, but to helping others find their happiness. Here we'll see the difference between being a consumer, which is the affluence, what people think is wealth, but really is not, or on the right-hand side, helping others build their happiness. There's something you can all grow and be proud of together. True wealth is a feeling of abundance. It is an appreciation of what you have and what you can build. That's what helps you get out of affluence and the sense of lack and scarcity. Don't compare yourselves to others, guys. Be playing your own game.